Well, welcome back to another episode of Parish and Pub. I'm Stephen Brannon, and in this video we're going to pick up from where we left off last time, where we described what the philosopher Josef Pieper called the world of total work in his short book, Leisure, the Basis of Culture. The world of work, the workaday world, is defined by effort and work, which is, as Aquinas described it, ordered to the satisfaction of need through activity. In other words, it's the reality we live in where we have a need and we have to expend effort at meeting or relieving that need. Or as Pieper himself described it, the workaday world is the world of work, the utilitarian world, the world of the useful, subject to ends, open to achievement, and subdivided according to functions. It's the world of demand and supply, of hunger and of satiety. But we can take the activities of the workaday world and apply them beyond mere hunger and satiety. We can actually create new hungers where there were none before. We can create new supplies that then drive new demands. What was a virtue to work in order to provide for oneself and one's loved ones can be isolated from its proper place in the broader sense of what it means to be human, and can become swollen to an all-encompassing societal sickness, the world of total work. We've already described at length this world and many of the deep and serious problems that arise from this situation. But simply rejecting the world of total work for its problems without presenting a positive solution and a replacement for it is never going to bring about change. It's not going to capture enough imaginations or convince enough of us to try something different. Which is why today we're going to look at the positive principle of leisure, skole in Greek, of which work, askolia, is actually the negation. It's an incredible notion for us in our times, this idea that in both classical Greek and Latin, the term for work was actually a negative form of the word for leisure, meaning that leisure was the positive and primary idea, while work was the admitted negation of that positive, the thing that prevented one from engaging in leisure. So let's look at the positive notion of leisure and what it meant in classical and medieval discourse, and what it can mean for us once more if we recover a strong enough conception of it. Firstly, leisure in the classical sense, and to Pieper in his book, didn't mean non-activity or simple rest or even vacant amusement or recess. Leisure, skole, had a character of engaging with reality in an openness and freedom that allowed reality to communicate itself to us. There's a receptive posture in leisure, with the understanding that nature, the cosmos, the realm of mathematics, and yes, even the divine, could and would disclose themselves to us, deposit into our open and inquiring minds new revelations, hidden secrets, glimpses of beauty, truth, and goodness that we had yet to encounter. So there's a receptive posture to leisure, yes, but also an active energy to it, because you have to be engaged in mathematics in order to be in the right place for a new mathematical idea to present itself to you. You have to be learning and practicing music for a new melodic idea or chord structure to disclose itself. You have to be actively hiking the trails of the Appalachian Mountains or the footpaths of Yosemite or the rolling moors of the Lake District in order to have your receptivity to those places filled with new poetic apprehensions of them. And even in prayer, you have to, as Francis de Sales said, place yourself in the presence of God. Mettez-vous en la présence de Dieu, in order to be properly receptive to Him. All of these activities, math, music, poetry, prayer, in their purest forms are for their own sakes and no others. I mean, they can be put into the service of the workaday world. used, to make money or to further technological advancement or to reinforce a political agenda or to try to feel more re-energized or fed by the word or some other end. But while there's nothing intrinsically wrong with advancing technology or feeling fed, these activities are supposed to be free from needs and utilitarian ends, engaged in for their own sakes. Thus, they are the liberal arts, the free arts, artis liberalis, as opposed to the servile arts, artis serviles, which are merely in the service of providing for material needs. The liberal arts, the free, leisurely activities, are the ways that we encounter the transcendental realities, the way we pierce through the dome of the workaday world and establish a connection, a lifeline, with the part of the cosmos that proves that our spirits within us are no mere illusions or epiphenomenal artifacts. Our spirits are something almost angelic and transcendent within us. And the freest art among the liberal arts, says Pieper, is philosophy. Philosophy is not a useful knowledge, but a free knowledge. Freedom here means that philosophical knowledge is not legitimized by its usefulness or usableness, or by virtue of its social function, or with reference to the common need. Philosophy has always been regarded as the freest of the liberal arts, because philosophy at its core is the felt desire, beginning with this jolt of wonder, to explore and plumb the depths of reality in search of truth, in search of goodness, in search of beauty, seeking to discover how they all fit together and how we as humans fit within this world of wonder, and how we should then live accordingly. It shuns neither the aesthetic, the logical, the mythical, the mystical, nor the theological approaches to encountering reality. Its paths of entry into the mystery of reality are various and sundry, but its goal is unitary. It's the source of all things. It's happy to learn of and appreciate and relate properly to the distinct colors of existence, but its ultimate goal is to journey through the prism of mystery to attain to the undivided, uncreated light of what simply is. What is the essence of existence? Or who is the essence of existence? And so you can see how, in search of this most fundamental and yet most elevated goal, the workaday world truly does become a distraction, a necessary but lamentable deviation from the higher, freer pursuits of music, math, love, scientific inquiry, and especially philosophy. So given the positive nature of leisure, the energetically receptive space in our lives for the truly liberal, free arts, what would it look like to begin prioritizing that type of activity again over the erroneously prioritized servile arts concerned with only paychecks and profit? What would it look like to have a life truly organized around the liberal arts and ideally the most philosophical acts? I thought I'd be able to get to the practicalities of that in this video, but I needed to lay the groundwork of what leisure actually is and why it's valuable on its own terms. And so next time, in the next video, I promise, we will look more into the practical benefits. Again, not that the practical benefits are the essence or the reason for philosophy, but I did promise that I would discuss how it would actually make the world better than the world consumed in total work. And so that'll be the subject of the next video. The practical, secondary benefits that do flow from reviving leisure in this current world of total work. So as we explore that next time in the next video here at Parish and Pub, I hope to see you there. Thanks.